Hello everybody, thank you very much for tuning in, it's really appreciated. It's the most wonderful time of the day. It's Beer Monster O'Clock. And for this one, guys, we've got a Romanian lager from the Ursus Brewery, I believe. And we've got a poor little lonely deer on the front there. That's what attracted me to this one. And because I haven't tried it and it's beer. So yeah, I thought we'd give it a go. I think they've been going since 1892, as you can see on the bottom there, or maybe you can't see. Yeah, it's quite a cool looking can, I suppose, if you like deers. It's 4.6% this particular lager. I think it cost me £1.49 in a Polish shop, so perhaps it's popular in Poland, I don't know, but it was in a Polish shop. And it's a 510ml can. That's quite unusual, isn't it? Perhaps that's what a pint is in Romania. If you're Romanian and can let me know that would be appreciated. Just chuck it down in the comments, because I'm interested in these sort of things, because that is quite random. It seems too random, 510ml. It's got to be a pint somewhere, isn't it? And yeah, let's crack it open, shall we? I don't really have much else to say about it, because I don't know much about it. I've never tried it, but I'm about to, ain't I? So let's crack on with it. If I can get it open. Bit of a fight at this one. There we go. Alright, let's chuck it in the glass. I think this is the second Romanian beer on the channel that I've reviewed. And the first one, from what I can remember, was very nice actually. I've rather enjoyed it. So I'm hoping this is along the same lines. And it's going to be a nice cheap lager. If you've tried it, guys, let me know what you think of it in the comments. What rating would you give it out of 10, or just is it good or is it bad? Because I do like to get other people's opinions on things. There we go. It's got quite a foamy white head. Yeah, it's not got the best appearance to it. Sometimes when you get a really foamy head, it can be a sign of not very good quality. So something I'm starting to pick up on the more I sort of do this. In general, the more compact the bubbles, quite often the better quality of the beer. Not always, but you know, got, I'd say, decent levels of carbonation, but nothing too crazy. You know, it's a lager, they normally go nuts, don't they? But it ain't in a nucleated glass. I'd say medium levels of carbonation. It's quite a pale golden sort of colour. You know, but looks all right, doesn't it? Let's give it a go and see what we think. Cheers, everybody. Bosh. I haven't even sniffed it, have I? Let's get the aroma first. Must be thirsty or something, mustn't I? Can't wait to get it down my neck. Funny enough, there ain't much aroma at all to it. Getting like a slight hay smell about this actually. Kind of farmy. It really don't smell like much at all. Perhaps the tiniest, I mean tiniest, little sliver of a hint of citrus and farmy. Let's go again. Cheers, everybody. Bosh. Second time lucky. First impressions aren't so great on this one. It is crisp, it is light, it is refreshing, but it's very basic. Very, very basic. It's pretty much like your typical macro pale European lager so far. There's really not much going on in the flavour department, sadly. But it is highly smashable, I give it that. That's probably because it don't really taste like much though. You know, I just wasn't really getting much in the way of flavour there. I'm going to have to go again. I think it's one of them corny beers. I think there's corn in it. It's like a sweetness, corny sweetness to it. And slight sweetness perhaps come from the malts as well. But it's not particularly malty, it's not particularly hoppy, but it's definitely not very hoppy. I'm really struggling to get much hops out of this at all. So it's not really balancing it out that great in my opinion. Definitely feeling the carbonation. Excuse me. getting a faint hint of like a citrusy lemon in there. It's really, really basic stuff, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible. I've tried a lot worse. There is something quite clean tasting about it, I suppose, and there is something quite easy drinking about it, but it really lacks flavour. It reminds me of another beer. I just can't quite put my finger on what one, but it does remind me of like a popular beer. Something, it might be Corona or something like that. It reminds me a bit of Corona. It ain't that bad. Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of Corona. It's really simple, and then you got that sort of lemon on the end. I think with Corona, I think it might be lime, but it's reminded me a bit like that. So if you like Corona, perhaps give it a try. I mean, I don't mind Corona. It's not a great beer, is it? But, you know, on a hot day, that's a job, doesn't it? And I suppose you could put this in that category. I think it's just, can't think of what exact beer it is that this is reminding me of. I said Corona, but I think just in general, I've got sort of American light beer vibes about it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if you like American light beers, perhaps you'll like it, but they're not really my thing. But I would definitely say it's more of a good tasting American light beer, put it that way. One of the better ones. It's just no real aftertaste. It's really lacking in the aftertaste department. There's no bitterness, there's just nothing, hardly any hops, apart from that little bit of citrus. It's just a really, a beer for people that don't really like the taste of beer, I suppose. I'm still going to drink it, but the overall sort of impression for me is quite fitting, is oh dear. What a shame it couldn't be a little bit better. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. And I did say he looks like a bit lonely, that deer, didn't he? Yeah, he looks a bit sad. Bit me after trying this beer. I mean, it ain't that bad, to be honest, but after the other Romanian beer I tried, I had higher hopes for it, so I'm a slight bit disappointed. But anyway, let's crack on with the scoring out of 10. You know, I was going to go lower, but then I have to remember how bad some of the beers are in the UK, particularly the lagers. And it's better than, the Carlins of the world. For me, it's better than Carlsberg. It's better than a lot of the crap lagers that we get over here easily. But it's not great still. I'm going to go for a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I can't give it any higher than that because it's just not very good quality. But at the same time, there's nothing particularly bad about it. If you get what I mean? Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you, especially if you've made it this far. Consider hitting the like button. It really helps the channel out and this particular video. And just shows me a little bit of love. And consider subscribing to the channel. And hopefully I'll catch you on future videos, guys. And feel free to engage in the comments and suggest beers you'd like me to review. Or just call me a fat, ginger bearded, whatever you like. Fill in the blank. Till next one, guys. Bye-bye, darlings.